the campus of Xavier University.
Look.
WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Chicago is rolling out a new housing initiative. Black Mayor Brandon Johnson announced the Homegrown Purchase Assistance Program.
Through the initiative, we will provide up to $70,000 in grant assistance for low to moderate income home buyers.
It aims at expanding access to affordable home ownership. A search is underway for a missing black man in Georgia. Police say 25-year-old Malik Polk hasn't been seen since May 17th, and his car was later found abandoned in Carroll County. Investigators have few details, and family and friends are now organizing search efforts. And legendary R&B singer Peabo Bryson has died at 75. He passed away Tuesday at a hospital in Marietta, Georgia, following complications from a stroke. Bryson, known as the Voice of Love, is survived by his wife, children, and grandchildren. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Watch us on Facebook Live. Then hear us on WBOK1230.com.
Yo, turn it up. It's Gerod on the air, spitting truth in the booth. We ain't going nowhere. New Orleans City got us hard in the beat, but corruption creeping in, gotta take back the street. But corruption creeping in, gotta take back the street. From the French Quarter vibes to the Ninth Ward grind, he's the voice of the people, yo, he's one of a kind. Talking about the struggle, the hustle, the pain, but with each word he drops, he's bringing power to the game. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Try to silence the truth, but he's loud and clear. From the bayou to the block, everyone can hear. Got the people united, it's a movement, no doubt. With his mic in hand, he's breaking all the clout. City eat the official scheming, yeah, they playing it slick. But Gerod's on the line and he's ready to kick. For the schools and the streets, he's fighting the fight. With a heart full of passion, he's igniting the night. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. From the jazz in the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerod on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. In the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerod on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah, tune in out, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace.
Say it, say it, say
Keep
it.
it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place.
Sing it with.
Sing it with.
Yeah.
Use a damn lie.
How you just gonna start with user?
Don't start with me already, bro.
Wait, is that one word? User?
User.
That's one word.
Y-U-S-S-A.
User. I'm scared to ask. What's going on, good people? Welcome to the program. It is Wednesday.
Hump day.
I knew that was coming.
Oh, damn, I didn't
You
do
forgot
Taco Tuesday
yesterday. Yes, okay.
It was Taco Tuesday. Now
Yes.
it's Hump Day.
Hump day. The extraordinary one is in the building, y'all. Suzette Bagnaris in the air chair. What you say? How you doing?
Hello, how are you?
How are you doing?
I am surviving.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. Because I was waiting for you to say, I'm doing fine. But like, no, you're not. No, you're not.
Surviving.
You just surviving? You doing that well.
I'm trying.
A lot of conversation happening amongst folks online as well. And I know we want to cover some of that on today. Because some of the things that's being said is true by the leaders that are supposed to be leading the way. And some of the other folks is starting to say, well, what you doing? Who you with? Are you with us? Or are you with them? And those questions are becoming very profound in the conversation piece of who's true to the game, standing for what we stand for, and who's not, and who's faking the funk.
That's the exact phrase I was thinking about, Gerod.
Faking the funk?
Faking the funk.
Yep. Who's faking the funk? And that's a good question we need to be asking. Maybe that need to be the question of the day. Who's faking the funk?
There's a lot of people faking the funk, a whole lot. So let me just frame the discussion. There's a lot of social media backlash on the Louisiana Black Caucus's party that they give at the end of the legislative session. Apparently, they invited some of the white legislators that were responsible for and voted in favor of taking away a lot of our civil liberties and attacking New Orleans during the legislative session. And they have been called out for doing so by people like Gary Chambers and by the young ladies who are handling the recall effort. And, you know, I think that they make a very good point. How is it that you are fighting these people by day and having drinks and partying with them at night on such serious political issues that faced us during this legislative session? I understand that you have to communicate with the opposition in order to do business in Baton Rouge, but communicating and socializing together are two completely different things. And I think that's why they're taking the heat for that.
But you think they're wrong, or you think they're right? Which one are you thinking? Because I hear
think
you.
who's wrong and who's right.
For the ones that are socializing with them during the day.
Oh, they're dead wrong for socializing with them after this horrible legislative session that we just witnessed, where New Orleans was under attack, under siege, and it was clearly racial in tone. And for them to be able to share a drink with, quote unquote, a colleague and invite them to their party after such an onslaught of hatred, I have no respect for that. I have absolutely no respect for that.
So one way you're on TV or you're on camera at the legislation banging your point, debating your point.
And coming out and telling us about how you're, you know, fighting the great fight, getting into good trouble, you know, trying to be a civil rights leader for us. And then you're glad handing right afterwards, inviting them to your party.
Oh, that's a good word, glad handing.
Oh, yeah, inviting them to your party. I mean, at what point does political access become political compromise? because many black voters across Louisiana are looking at this legislative session and asking why some members of the Louisiana Legislative Black Caucus appear to be celebrating alongside the very forces advancing legislation that undermined our voting rights, our civil rights protections, our diversity efforts in the judiciary and the clerk's office, public education, cause criminal justice reform where they are adding money for prisons and taking away money for education, and the political power of the New Orleans black community in particular. That's horrible optics. That is a horrible look. Why are there, and I also want to know, why is our mayor doing interviews, taking a victory lap with regard to this legislative session? In view of everything that happened, she wants to say she had significant victories during this legislative session. What are you talking about?
I got to put this in play. I understand what that party is, and I agree with you. I agree with you on that. But I guess in my sense, why are we having a damn party at all?
There was
Y'all
nothing to
ain't
celebrate.
do jack. And look, let me make sure I say this because I understand some of it. A lot of it I don't understand. What are you partying for? Y'all got your asses handed to you during this legislative session. There ain't no time for no party. That's number one. Number two, if y'all can get together and party, I want to use my conversation yesterday with Mike Callahan. If you can get together to party, why you can't get together to sit down and talk about serious stuff?
And develop an agenda,
Right.
and then help us to implement it. I mean, I am sick and tired of
Being sick and tired?
of their fakeness. You know, why are you smiling in photos while ordinary people are worried about the erosion of their civil liberties, attacks on diversity and inclusion, shrinking economic opportunities, shrinking of our criminal court bench, our juvenile bench, our clerks, weakened public institutions, and the continued dismantling of protections that we hard fought for during the civil rights movement. I mean, these are legitimate political questions. Y'all should have been left Baton Rouge with your tail between your legs going to find out how you can get an agenda together to right the ship rather than celebrating and having drinks with these racists who took away our rights.
She said ship.
Yeah,
said
please.
ship.
Yeah.
She didn't get tongue tied like I did yesterday.
No,
It's
I
okay.
said ship. Right the ship. The ship is sinking, and you guys are having drinks with the people who sunk it.
So I just wanted to know why you all had a party at all. Not because y'all wanted to have a party. Y'all did not succeed. And when I said I understand some of it, we know what the supermajority is. We know what the supermajority is, and the chances of you winning are very slim. Understand. But there are some things that are coming out that just makes me sad to know that these things coming out, you can do something about it. Like Jay Morris, Senator Jay Morris. The whole bit of the NAACP saying, hey, we are asking you to resign. That ain't enough. I could ask anybody to resign. I think you need to resign. Hell, I think half of them or even more should be resigning. But the whole deal that you should be demanding from the state OIG, from the ethics board and everybody else, why y'all ain't asked for an investigation when y'all know that man buying up all the land with his partners so that the meta folks can come in and buy it from them?
Or get a recall petition in his neck of the woods to recall him from office going. I mean, let's be clear. I understand that governing requires negotiation. I live and die in a profession where negotiation is something I do every day. I understand that. I understand that politics requires coalition building. I understand that no elected official agrees with every person they work beside. That's reality. But there is a difference between negotiation and normalization. There's a difference between strategic compromise and being so comfortable inside the room that you seem to forget the people that you're fighting for outside of the room. Many Black Louisianians are not asking for perfection, but we are asking, who are you fighting for and who are you fooling?
My whole point is this. Either be for real or shut the hell up. I ain't got time for playing. I done got a little bit older in my age.
Old age.
I don't have no situations that I'm sitting back and hoping that it's almost like somebody saying, okay, this is what we need, and we need to get this now. And folks are going to say, well, you need to wait. Your turn is coming. Wait for what? I'm a grown-ass man, just like all of us. I pay my taxes just like everybody else. So guess what? I don't need to wait for nothing. These folks are getting rich by the minute by playing with us. And it seems like black folks, black areas, that seems to be the moneymaker for a whole bunch of folks. Good Lord.
And listen to this. In today's NOLA.com, Mayor Helena Moreno has touted her 8 years as a state legislator as proof that she would successfully fight for New Orleans and Baton Rouge, even in the face of a Republican supermajority and a governor with a penchant for encroaching on the city's autonomy. Okay, where did you fight this time? Where did you use your experience, your 8 years of experience as a state legislator this time? Did you do something that we missed on the news? If you did, I'd like you to tell us what you did. Because I didn't see you use any of that experience to fight for this city during this last whirlwind of a legislative session.
Did you really fight for Calvin?
And then she said she notched wins on a sewage and water board overhaul and on funding for signature infrastructure projects. She thinks she won in Baton Rouge in this legislative session? Let's ask Rhonda Good Douglas and Simone Levine and John Fuller and Calvin Duncan if you won in this last legislative session.
Right.
Let's go ask the people who voted for them whether you won in this legislative session.
And ask this question. Did they vote for you?
Over the 3-month session, lawmakers blasted through opposition from New Orleans officials, but I didn't see any of the mayor's staff, the mayor, or the city council members in Baton Rouge fighting for the people who elected them.
And I'll tell you another thing that's coming out, and I know they don't want this to come out, but you got to be kidding me that this city council that's in charge of a whole city, all the money, all the decisions, the laws and priorities that we supposed to be standing by. Do you all know that they are acting like little damn kids right now? They're so mad at Eugene Green that they done stood up and had a little spat, and so childish that they done moved his seat and his plaque so he don't have to sit beside JP no more. I'm like, they did what? Yep, they done moved his plaque and moved his seat so Eugene ain't sitting beside JP no more. They moved him.
I'm not crying for Eugene.
I ain't crying for
I
Eugene.
need Eugene to get to work.
And get your
For the
balls.
Agriculture Street landfill residents that are your constituents, and stop taking photo ops all over the city. I'm not crying for Eugene. I'm not taking up for Eugene.
I ain't taking
I'm
up for
tired
him.
of all of them. I'm really tired of all of them.
Yes,
there is
indeed.
so much going on in this city right now, and I don't hear them being vocal enough. We have maps being redrawn to shrink Black and Democratic representation in Congress. They've downsized our court system. They're criminalizing sleeping on the street, a show of force from a Republican supermajority. They're raising the budget to incarcerate our children and cutting the budget for education. And what are we doing? We're running a victory lap. We're running a victory lap. I don't get it.
Yep. Oh, well, let's take Miss Angela. Hey, Miss Angela.
I would love to comment on everything you all spoke on. You all are absolutely right. But the one thing I will comment on is, do you all remember in May in Baton Rouge when Senator Carter put on that show? But as if he was all upset and he was angry because of what
Absolutely.
Senator,
And he ended up
you remember that?
resigning from his committee after
Exactly.
he did that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now listen, did you all pay attention to what Senator Morris said? I had dinner with you last night. We had dinner with you last night. You understood then. You knew what was going on then. You didn't act a fool then. That man made sure he said that. When he said that, when they were escorting everyone out and turning off his mic, I said, wait a minute, this man had dinner with Carter last night, and if Carter didn't perform like that last night, Carter, why are you performing today in front of all of these black people? So right then and there, I knew something else was going on, and we're talking about why did you all invite these people to the party? Y'all had dinner with these guys last night. So you all come before the citizens of New Orleans and put on this show and have us thinking one thing, and y'all behind closed doors making all these deals. When those representatives sat at that table, all of those black representatives, I read their body language. I was not convinced that they really meant what they were saying. They were saying what they said to make us feel better, to get us all stirred up to do something that they wasn't doing. These boys are doing, we're talking about it. These boys are making laws. We're still talking about it. And like the old saying said, they're playing chess. We're playing, not checkers, we're playing Connect Four.
Not Connect Four. Yes, indeed.
We're playing Connect Four. So when that man said that day, we had dinner, I stepped back and said, wait a minute, this is a done deal. Mm-hmm. They already knew what was going to be discussed and what was already done and was going to be done.
So it's almost like you acting like you mad.
Exactly. Carter got, and if you pay attention to his past actions, Carter rarely has a voice. But that particular day, because he knew nothing was going to be done, he got all big and puff, like, don't turn my mic off. Like, okay, wait a minute, who is this? And he got the people riled up. But Carter, you already had dinner with Morris, and the decision was already made. If you were that upset, you should have did that behind closed doors, not in front of everyone where you knew you couldn't do anything.
All right. I got you. All right, Miss Angela, thank you here.
Okay.
All right. You need to take the break? All right, take the break. We're going to come back. Said, hold on. We're going to take a break here, and we're going to come back and have some more conversation with you in just a minute.
We're going to have a drink with David Duke while we wait, since that seems to be what's going on.
Might as well have dinner, too. Let's have some dinner. The Duke dinner. Dookie Dookie.
Toot, big Duke.
More coming up, y'all. Hold on.
Missed a show? Want to hear that guest everyone's talking about? WBOK is now streaming on all your favorite podcast apps. Just search WBOK Media, hit download, share with a friend, and don't forget to rate your favorite shows 5 stars. Because when our voices are heard, our impact grows.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton. Comparing the cost of wills, successions, and trusts.
A will might only be a few $100s, but your family could end up paying more in legal fees.
Trust costs more upfront, but saves time, stress, and potentially thousands.
Think of it as paying a little now to avoid a big bill later. Smart planning means big savings for your family. This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
Well, Saints of God, this is Pastor David Impartan Sr. coming to you over the airways of WBOK, your favorite host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want to invite you to our show every Saturday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. That's Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want you to invite your family and friends to a broadcast that's designed to change your life, the way you think, the way you act, and what you eat. We want you to tune in every Saturday at 1 o'clock, WBOK, 12:30 a.m. See you on Saturday.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Our number 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422. What you say, Sid?
Hello to the three of you. I am so glad that we have someone in Baton Rouge like Mr. Gary Chambers, who's informing us as to what's going on. That's beyond sad for the Black Caucus membership to allow one of the oppressors, if not others, one that went against black judges, one that went against the criminal clerk of court, one that went against a whole congressional district being annulled. There's no excuse, and they owe us an explanation. I wish that somebody could get us the role who was in attendance, and I want to know when those people came in, Representative Dixon McMakin, look, his first name, Dixon, Dixie, all that. I wonder who left the room. It should have been personal. It should have been personal. It should have been somebody. We should have been hearing about a fight, not y'all drinking liquor or having a social when someone just took away so much from us. So I want to know who left the room from our New Orleans delegation, and I'll hang up and listen.
All right. It should have been like when Al Green from Texas stood up with his sign at the State of the Union address by Trump and told them, I don't want to hear all this. This is lies, and you're doing everything to get rid of us. You're doing everything against us. They escorted him out, and we were standing there waiting to see who was going to go out with Al Green. Nobody.
You know, in a state with the racial history of Louisiana and with the legislative session that was truly racially divided, it is absolutely tone deaf to party with a racist oppressor. We are not reacting to the fact that the Black Legislative Caucus holds a party at the end of the legislative session. We are reacting to the fact that you appear to be comfortable and have camaraderie during a moment that many of us perceive as a racial battleground in this country. You're dancing with the devil is what you're doing, and you want us to be happy about it. It reflects that you are tone deaf. You are not reading the room, and you're not taking your role as an advocate for your people seriously.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And it's amazing that if you go online, one of the young ladies that helped to put together the recall stated that, you know what? I am going to say it a little bit different than what what's his name?
Yeah, Gary said it a little
Chambers.
nicer than she said it. She hit it in the mouth.
And she just said, how in the hell can y'all be playing like y'all friends and having a party after what we just went through? She said, I knew something was going on because they invited the media to come, and it was supposed to be black media, and they didn't invite her. And she's in Baton Rouge, and she's a part of black media, and they didn't invite her. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why didn't they invite you? And so she said, because all of them came. They were invited.
You know, I guess this is leading me to question, Gerard, and my overarching question yesterday to the NAACP president and today is what should be the role of black political leadership in this moment we find ourselves in?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they know what their role should be at this time. And if they do know what it is, they are not stepping into it appropriately.
Right. Yep, I agree. All right, let's go back to the phones. Nooney!
Hey, what's up, G?
What's going
on?
How you doing?
How you doing, Suzette?
I'm hanging on.
Y'all both on it, but what got me more about it, when I saw the white guy and he's smiling, then he put a post up like, I parted with them, like he's wiping what he did in our face and celebrating with them. This is a disgrace. This is unacceptable. I agree with Cedric. The Black Caucus need to come on WBOK and answer our questions.
I sent him
Because
a
at the
text
end of the
message
day,
already.
Well, I'm going to just say we are no longer satisfied with symbolic representation alone.
That's right.
We are
So I
no
just
longer impressed simply because someone who looks like us holds office, sits at a table, or gets invited into a room. Representation without results eventually just becomes a fake performance.
That's right. And shouts out to Gary Chambers and the sister from Louisiana deserves better.
Yep.
And I love the way she said it because she said it the right way, you know. But it's a disgrace. And I'm like, Cedric, I want to know who all was there because after a session, y'all going to go party with the oppressor. And like the lady said, one of them they had dinner the night before. So y'all know the deal was already done. But to invite them, don't you think Jay Morris and that guy Dixon or whatever his name is laughing, saying, hey, we went to their party and they still celebrating with us, so we going to get anything we want passed. And then you got to see the post. I don't know if you saw it, Suzette and Gerard, but look at that post. He got the man smiling and the woman smiling with him. And then he it's just like he did it deliberately to put it out there. Oh, I did what I did to him. Now I went and celebrated with him.
Oh, I saw the Instagram post by Chambers. And I saw the Instagram post by the young lady who's doing the recall effort. I mean, the Facebook post that she put up.
Yeah.
And that's what called my attention to the issue. I thank them for calling our attention to the issue. But this is just incredible. I mean, that they thought that was appropriate.
I've been trying to get in touch with the Black Caucus because I want them to come on WBOK. And I want the callers to call in because we deserve an answer. Why are y'all doing that? So that's how y'all do business all the time when y'all be telling us, oh, they're doing us this, they're doing us that. So y'all with our oppressors and the people that's oppressing us is parting right with y'all.
So what
I
this
just
develops,
wanted to put that in.
Yeah, what this develops, in my opinion, is the reasoning why we have people that will say, what I'm going to vote for. They're going to do what they want to do anyway.
That's right.
And it doesn't help the look, and I'm just saying the look, but it doesn't help the look of, are you really fighting for us? You're partying with them. You are basically a hobnobbing with the enemy.
That's right. And you know what else I saw, Gerard? I saw that these sisters put a post up, and it was a great post because I don't see none of them helping Louisiana deserve with the recall. Look like they should be the first ones making sure Louisiana deserves better with the recall, have everything they knew they need. But I see why not.
Yeah. Something ain't right there.
I just wanted to get on. Thank y'all, though.
Got you. Thank you, Nooney.
All right.
T-Bone.
Hey, y'all. Good evening. How y'all doing?
Good.
Y'all notice every time I get on here, I start out calm, and then I get more pissed off the more I talk about it. I'm going to try to keep cool today. I'm going to try. I know, bro, we talked about that fire, bro, but I really want people to start hearing what I'm saying and not get pissed off because of what I say. But think about what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying here. The reason I became an independent was because I started to notice this early on. Because at the end of the day, politicians see this as a job. They don't necessarily see this as a privilege. They say it, but they don't really all mean it. You have us common folk, let me say it like this, us common folk that elect you all to represent us. And when we elect you thinking you're going to be a leader who represents us. Let me say that again. You are supposed to serve us as leaders, the public who voted for you. We're not there for you. We're not voting for you to go sit with the enemy, the same ones that want to get you voted out, the same ones that have their ideology documented to get you out in more ways than one. That's not what we're voting for. And that's what's become of the black politician. If you're a black politician within the sound of my voice and this pisses you off, good. Show me better. Because we don't see better. This city has been slathering in the lack of economics, education, and forward progress for decades. You guys have had 40 years as black leaders in this city to do better. But we have yet to see it now. We haven't really had a good, strong black leader in this city since the Morials. Let me say it again. We haven't had a good, strong black leader since the Morials. You pissed off? Good. Show me better. Because you're not giving us better right now. You should be in arms over what they're doing to the black community, taking away that black voter base. You should be pissed off that he's doing everything he can to mess with the teachers, to take the economy from us, to take power from this very city. Why? Why are you not pissed? If you pay your taxes just like the other side, why are you not pissed off? And why should I get up in arms to back you up if you're not even looking like you give a damn how we feel?
That's where
you
I
get
am.
on
I'm going to
programs
stop
like
backing
this,
up. I'm going to stop backing up people who aren't fighting
rhetoric.
for us.
Damn the rhetoric.
Yeah.
Give me some action. Words. What? Okay, I'm trying to keep it clean, Wick. I'm sorry. I'm really trying to keep it. Y'all know the line from New Jack City. Y'all old enough for it. Y'all know what I'm saying. Wesley Sykes said it. You don't know what it is, Google it. That's how I feel. Because I didn't come back to this city to sit up here and have to worry about the same thing I studied in school that happened in the 60s and before that. I'm not looking to be here and see on the news another Emmett Till happen. Why should we have to have another Martin Luther King happen, another Medgar Evers happen for us to elevate the race? Is that what it takes for you Negroes with the good suits up in the Capitol to do what the hell you supposed to do? Man.
All right,
I got a size 12 for y'all right here, if that's what it takes.
Mm-hmm. All right, T-Bone, let me take some more calls here. Appreciate you,
All
boss.
right, y'all.
All right.
All right.
All right, Brother Mims.
Hey, man, listen, I'm not going to stay long, but let me say this. History repeating itself. We got a president that thinks he a god, and he don't want nobody to be like him. I never met Hitler. I never met in the Russian people, but say, man, he wants to be the power. He don't want nobody behind him. And if we don't understand, if you ask a lot of our kids what's going on, they don't know. And look, when I was coming up, my mama had me in line, standing in line 2 or 3 hours for using our neighbor's bathroom and everything. We got to remember that freedom wasn't free, and it paid with a price. Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers and things, they turn over in their graves because a lot of it, racism is real, but a lot of the problems we got is usism. We're not doing what we should do when we should do it. And I'm not trying to be mad with anybody, but they can call me. I'll let them know. Say, bro, what have you done lately? Yeah. So thank you. I love you, brother, and keep up the good work,
All right, bro, Mims. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Talk to you in a minute. All right, Chuck.
Yes, good evening to you three and to everyone out there. Yeah, I'm just chiming in what you all just talking about. Something occurred, one up here that's in state senate made a vote, and she's trying to explain herself, saying that she didn't place the vote, but hey, you were on that side of Jay Morris, they put you on this side. But what happened, she said that she sent someone to place the vote, and they put the wrong vote there, and she was trying to get it changed, but it was too late. It was about the voter ID part of it, and yeah, and it and people. I mean, I've been looking at the comments on there, like Monroe Free Press, and people are saying this. Looking at it, I think people kind of scratching their heads, say, okay. I'm not believing any of this, and there's some saying that she needs to go on to the Republican side.
Well, all I can tell you is, find somebody to run against her, because it's apparent to me that something happened, and making excuses because I sent. Why would you send somebody else to cast your vote?
Yeah, and when I saw that, and the thing about she's been winning, she's been getting
You would
in
have been
unopposed.
better off though, Chuck, if she didn't cast a vote at all and just said I'm absent.
Yeah, yeah, that one threw me. I had a head scratching moment when I saw it on the news, and when I started seeing the posts on when I started seeing what had happened, all the votes that were made, because on the other side, Adrian, the ones that were against that voter ID thing, they have in place now. Adrian Fisher and Pat Moore were opposed to it, and they had her on the side of Jay Morris and all those others. Mike Eccles is from Monroe, former city councilman. He's there in Baton Rouge now, and boy, it's been getting all kinds of attention about that, and she's trying to explain herself.
Well, just like we're talking about this issue today, and I'm not going to say to anybody in here whining. I think we got real good reason to have this conversation. But I will say this: this should be the opportunity to be thinking forward and thinking about what's the move forward. That if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing while they're in Baton Rouge, but coming home and got the scoury face and saying, we're doing this, and then when you go up there, you singing a jig and dancing a jig. I'm looking at it and saying to myself, you show exactly what you're doing. So now we need to be showing what we want to do. And this is our opportunity to start thinking about what's a list of people that we can put in place that can run for these office seats. I'm tired of the same old folks anyway.
Yeah, that's what it's turning into, brother. And I'm seeing the same thing over and over. And see what happened. The person I'm talking about, people love her and all. They see her and do all the
show
photo
me
ops
the fight. Show me somebody that got the gumption to go up in there every single day and fight for me. That's your job.
That's your only job when you go to Baton Rouge.
Ain't nobody asking you to do nothing else. Just go in there and show me that you fighting. Even if you fail, show me you fight.
Yes.
You know what I'm getting tired of too? The parading out of Negroes for your agenda. So, LSU, and if you've ever been to an LSU football game in Tiger Stadium,
I can't go no more.
You will see that it is heavily, heavily, heavily white.
I've been to a University of Alabama game. I've seen what those crowds look like. I know what's in those crowds.
Right. But yet,
I've been to Tuscaloosa.
The song, the anthem for LSU now has become boozy. Okay? And they keep parading boozy out. Every chance they get, they parading boozy out for this concert and that concert, and they playing the song in the stadium, and they all singing the song in the stadium while cutting all the DEI on the campus, while getting rid of the black president on the campus. You're whitewashing your damn campus, but you keep parading boozy out to sing.
Oh yeah, you're right. And what happened? The guy who was president about the WNC, he's now president of Rutgers. Yeah, he's now at
Boozy
Rutgers.
You never heard of Boozy?
Boozy?
No,
yeah,
Boozy.
I watched him get kicked out.
Boosie. Boozy.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, I watched him. I remember years back. He always performing here in Monroe, and I saw him get kicked out of the mall.
It has become the anthem of Tiger Stadium.
So it was
Boozy's song.
Talking Out of the Side of Your Neck. That's Cameo.
Right,
That's
but
Cameo.
exactly. You
Yeah,
playing
that's
all these
Cameo. I
black
remember that song was
songs.
out.
You
I watched
embracing
more Soul
all
Train
this
during that
black
time.
culture
Video Soul.
in your stadium.
And 90% of the
okay?
boys is out there playing on the
Right,
football field.
or black people playing on the field, and you're cutting every black advantage and whitewashing that campus in Baton Rouge. I'm getting really tired of it.
I can't go no
You know,
more.
and I
got
just
in
want to
trouble.
address one of the arguments made online. There was an argument made online that New Orleans is no longer the king of the hill. Orleans is not the third is the third largest parish in Louisiana, and on a per capita basis, Orleans is just being right-sized in view of the state government in Baton Rouge. So I want to respond to that from a New Orleanians point of view after this break.
All right.
Here you go. We're going to
All
take
right,
a break.
I'll see you. That's my cue. I hear the music in the background.
There
You all
you go,
take
Chuck.
care.
Appreciate the call. Always stay
All
strong.
right, you all take care.
All right.
All right.
More coming up, y'all. Everybody who's saying.
New Orleans, are you ready for a voice that says what you're thinking? Who that, you might ask? Arrington Gavin. That's right, I'm your guy, host of The Arrington Gavin Show, giving you so much filled with bold opinions, real conversations, and zero sugarcoating. We're going to be diving into the issues that matter, politics, pop culture, and all the above, unfiltered and unafraid. Catch The Arrington Gavin Show weeknights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Fridays, right here on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
Greetings and salutations. I am Edward B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to invite you to tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon on WBOK to listen in on Black to Business and be a part of the movement that's going on. Thank you.
If someone asks,
Yeah.
let them know you listen to WBOK. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. Welcome back. Do you have the Gary Chambers
But
Yes,
hold
it
on,
did.
before you go to Gary, I just want to respond to this comment if I could.
Go ahead.
I understand the population argument. New Orleans has lost population. The demographics and political landscape of Louisiana have changed. No honest person can deny that. But from a New Orleanians point of view, what many people are reacting to is not simply what you're calling right-sizing. It's whitewashing. It is the feeling that the state is diminishing the political voice and institutional influence of a majority black city while still depending heavily on this black city's economic and cultural engine. Because New Orleans is not just another parish on a spreadsheet. The city drives tourism for the entire state. I want to see another one of these parishes try to host the Super Bowl, the Jazz Fest, the Essence Fest, Mardi Gras, conventions, international commerce through the Port of New Orleans. This city generates billions in economic activity and global visibility for the entire state of Louisiana. So if the city remains viable enough to fuel the state's economy, why is it increasingly feeling like it's politically disposable to white legislators in this state? And there's another layer to this conversation that just cannot be ignored. For many residents, especially black residents, these changes do not feel race neutral or culturally neutral because they are happening alongside of reduced black congressional influence in our city, sinking urban representation, attacks on our local autonomy, restructuring of New Orleans courts, and policies that conflict with the city's political values. So while Baton Rouge may frame these moves as quote unquote right sizing, many people living in New Orleans experience them as selective weakening of black political influence. And frankly, New Orleanians have always viewed this city differently than the rest of the state does. New Orleans has never simply just been defined by population numbers. We're defined by impact. Our impact is culture, commerce, tourism, diversity, international identity, and political symbolism. The city has always punched above its weight class, and all of y'all are benefiting from what we're doing as a city. So when we hear you're no longer the king of the hill, many hear something deeper. You're saying know your place. That's very offensive. Don't tell us that we're no longer the king of the hill. New Orleans, whether you want to believe it or not, is still running this beat. And if you don't want to believe that, then you're delusional. This city is still running this state, even with y'all trying to cripple us. And we will continue to run this state with you trying to cripple us. It feels like redistribution of political power away from an overwhelmingly black and democratic city that no longer has the numbers to defend itself in Baton Rouge the way it once does. But we're going to keep fighting. Don't think we're going to take this sitting down. And if we need to elect an entirely new black legislative caucus to fight for us in Baton Rouge to make sure we're protected, then maybe we'll have to do that.
So that's where I was. And everything, I got to say, touche. But I got to the point where I'm like, you know what? Here's the deal. Since everybody wants to get down to say, what is it that we need to do if we are in the same boat? You can hear those saying, well, you know, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. But are you tackling the things that mean the most to the majority of the city when you go to Baton Rouge? Oh, I hear you announcing the fact that you're doing this for this. And listen, some of that stuff that they're announcing, that they're tackling, and that this is what I'm introducing as bills, it's not important. But I think you got to really realize that you got to read the room too. What's more important? Your little bitty bill that you can get passed? Or are you all standing together, standing strong to make sure that whoever is announcing these bills that mean everything to the constituents of this city, if you're going to be my political party, you Negroes better start standing together. If you don't start standing together, don't come skinning and grinning, asking somebody to support you to put you back in office. Because what I'm at right now is we need to be having a conversation on the air every day about who can we get to run? Who do you know? And guess what? They're not in a position where they're going to say, oh, I'm running for this, da-da-da. So we can interview them all we want to.
And I'm not just limiting that to Baton Rouge.
I mean,
we can start
put
with
that
the city
anywhere.
council.
So all them little games y'all playing, and all those folks that's under those packs that's getting that money. Oh, yeah, we know.
Stop showing up for your photo ops and to come speak in our churches. Get to work. Let your work speak for you.
There go retired Major Tracy Riley. What you say?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thanks for taking my call. You know what? In my 24 years of military service, there has never been a time when we have lost a battle and then by nightfall sit and party with our enemy.
Right.
I don't know where you do that at. But I will say this. By now, we have seen what we've needed to see strategically in terms of the caliber of the people that we have elected to represent the people. And in my book, they have received an F for failure. And we are at a critical time, and we have no more time to continue to talk about things. It's time to do things, D-O. And the great Andy Washington, with the brilliant select to elect, he's left us with the blueprint on what to do. It's time to get out of our homes, go meet and sit with our neighbors, and figure out who amongst us needs to be our next new elected representative. It's time to be out with these old faces. They have shown us what they won't do for us, and it is time for us to select new people and get these old ones out of there. I want to just tell you on Sunday, for those of you who are ready to take action and do something, the young women of the Louisiana Deserves Better recall initiative are training people on how to collect signatures and be verified. They're going to certify you to go ahead and start collecting these recall signatures from within your communities. That's going to take place Sunday from 3 o'clock to 7 p.m. at their headquarters in Baton Rouge. That is an actionable thing that you can do to do something about this problem. And I am concerned. I've been watching this and I've been listening to your show, and I thank you, Suzette and Gerod, so much for helping us stay aware as much as you can of these constantly changing events. I mean, it's like drinking from a fire hydrant, these changes that are happening, these events that are happening, these incredible actions that are taking place to erode our rights to vote. We have to continue to pay attention, and we've got to now get up and go do something, whatever that looks like for what you are capable and have a capacity to do. Now is the time.
You are so right, Major Riley. You are so right.
But what does it look like? I mean, you said, no matter what that looks like. I'm trying to figure out, are we living in a society, Major Riley, where a lot of us got 20/20, but the majority of us seem to be have a real big what do you call them things? Stigma or whatever. What is it? What is it called? But anyway, can't see. Stigmatism. They can't see. You can't see, and it's hitting you in your eyes. What's wrong with the people?
I think we've been lulled to sleep in the past 60 years since we've made these advancements. And more importantly, it's not just us. You got to remember, it's like a social science experiment. We have been purposely and intentionally targeted in a way to keep us distracted and uneducated and complacent and fearful of taking part in how we are governed. So it's not all on the victim, and I use that word intentionally. We're victims of very targeted attempts to keep our power out of our own hands. So we have to be put in very uncomfortable positions, and I'm feeling the heat, to get our attention. Our rights have been eroded. And I heard you say this, and it's a brilliant way to put it, Ms. McNaris. Your grandchild, and I have my first at 4 years old, they have fewer civil rights than my grandparents did, than I do. And they're just starting in their lives.
Absolutely.
So the doing, what does it look like? It looks like most everyone within this listening audience has family members or close friends. It looks like picking up a phone or intentionally having a conversation to let the people who are closest to you, the ones that you see most frequently and talk to, and let them know how critical things are for their basic rights, and encourage them to get involved in this political process before we find ourselves in chains again.
All right, Major Riley, we got to take our break. I do appreciate you, though. Keep up the hard work.
Will do.
All right, my dear. All right, we got more coming up for the 5 o'clock hour. Everybody hold tight. We got to take a break for news, and we'll come back with your telephone calls at 504-582-9422. More coming up.
Campus of Xavier University. WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Law enforcement across the U.S. is stepping up efforts to combat human trafficking ahead of the FIFA World Cup. FBI Assistant Director in Charge Patrick Grandy is in Los Angeles.
Please be alert. Many victims are fearful and may not ask for help.
Officials warn large events can attract criminal activity, and they're urging the public to stay alert and report suspicious behavior. A North Carolina police officer is facing assault charges after video shows him repeatedly punching a pregnant black woman during an arrest in Shelby. The officer has been fired and turned himself into the Cleveland County Detention Center. He was released on a $10,000 bond. And DMX is being honored in his hometown of New York with a Yonkers intersection near his childhood home set to be renamed Earl DMX Simmons Way. The city council approved the move, recognizing the late rapper's legacy. He died in 2021 at age 50. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. In the building, we've got the one and only Suzette Bagnaris, the attorney extraordinaire. And on line 2, man, we ain't heard from you in a while. Where you been?
Man, look, bro. Hello there, extraordinary Esquire, Miss Bagnaris, Suzette Bagnaris. Everybody wants you to run with something, but they don't know you already running. You out front.
Look.
You ain't leading from behind. That was the whole thing I heard a long time ago. Said if you want to be a good leader, you have to know how to lead. You send the people out front, you lead from behind, but you out front.
I wouldn't be able to talk on the radio if I was in political office.
Mm-mm.
You know, you can't do that. You get silenced to a certain extent. I want to keep my voice. But I tell you what, people better be careful writing New Orleans off as though this city somehow is separate from Louisiana's success. Because as New Orleans goes, so does the state. So they can continually try to weaken, diminish, destabilize, and politically isolate the economic and cultural heart of Louisiana. And somehow they think the rest of the state is going to survive. The rest of the state is going to die if New Orleans dies.
Yeah, baby. They may as well just take the levees down and let the river run.
Yes, indeed. All right, what you got?
What's up, Gerard? I got a couple of things I just want to move past the conversation, bro. I'm on my medication, so I ain't gonna sound so crazy today.
You've already proven that point, so.
Bruh.
Go ahead.
I gotta say that for the public. You know what I'm saying? That's people listening.
Go ahead. Say what you gotta say.
Okay. I'm just going to say a couple of things just in succession, so just bear with me for a second. First of all, I want to know what all the Negroes going to do with them Saints tickets. That's just a rhetorical statement. Now, you don't have to answer that right now. All right? Talk about LSU. And the other thing is, you know, one of the most incredible things a realization that I had once was, like, you know, them people, they call them Jews and people who live in Israel. I'm not trying to be slanderous or anything. They lived in Germany, right? And from pretty much 1933, or a little bit before that, when Hitler was coming into power, he had written Mein Kampf, right? And so it was well published, well documented out there in the public. And them Jews who were living in Germany, all comfortable and whatnot, were like, they was in industry, they were the professors in school, they were the barristers, they had money, they had their own community. They knew that Mein Kampf existed. But here's the question that kind of befuddled me. With all that knowledge and information, the one thing they could not understand or didn't believe is that it could happen to them. You know, that in and of itself is the state of mind that my people are in. Even with all of the stuff that is coming down the pipe and what we see in the news, listening to you guys telling us every day, hey, look, and I just following Major Tracy, too, somebody who gave life force for veterans to get their benefits. I mean, like 80, 90 hours at a time, responsible for thousands and thousands of veterans being able to get benefits being denied and rejected. Somebody who gave life force, and I'm glad I'm coming behind her, because here's what I got to say, right? When we ask, what are we going to do? Part of the problem is our people are still like them Jews. They didn't. They stayed there. How did they get 6 million Jews? How did they put them in gas chambers, whatever the number was? Because they didn't believe it could happen. So I'm going to end this statement with this. Hey, if you ain't listening to WBOK on your radio, on your computer next door at your neighbor house, somewhere, if you ain't listening to Gerod G-Man Stevens, and he have this wonderful, incredible voice of freedom with him, Miss Suzette Begnaris on the line, breaking it down. Boy, look, if you ain't getting your information, you're going to miss the black facts you need to know.
What's your point?
I love y'all. Hey, and Rick on the backboard, boy, look here, boy. I think I made it.
All right.
I love y'all. Keep doing what you do. I ain't home, but I'm still listening.
You took your medicine today, huh?
He ain't take that medicine.
He ain't take that medicine.
You know, Major Riley made a statement that I hope people understand. She said, if we don't wake up, we're going to find ourselves in chains again. That's not a figurative statement anymore. That could become a reality. I don't think y'all realize we are now living in a society with a dictator at the helm, and who has a bunch of cult-like followers who are now doing his bidding on a state and local level, and you could wake up tomorrow completely disenfranchised, and something that used to be normal behavior is now criminalized.
So let me say something too, and I'm glad that they put this up because this has been circulating for the last couple of days about the replacement of the judges.
You saw Rhonda spoke out.
I'm glad she did, and I was thinking that Leon Roche was going to be. I know Judge Levine has spoken out, but she has not. She has not sat there and manipulated anything. But there is a post this afternoon on Fox 8, and I got two things to say about it. It says the governor said State Senator Gary Carter manipulated the bill behind the scenes to spare his cousin, Judge Leon Roche, and more.
He's also related to Tracy Davila.
Right. So, I want Judge Roche to know something, and that is not me talking bad about him because I consider him a friend too. But I hate the fact that this man had the audacity to try to spin the hate that he's probably getting right now to Senator Gary Carter. Now he's not right.
I'm going to say this. I told y'all on the radio that it's horse trading time.
And they're gonna bite each other.
Unfortunately, they're eating each other.
Yep.
We're watching crabs in the barrel in real time. People trying to hold on to their positions and horse trading. And we knew it was going to come to this. They pitted them against each other. They put them in the lion's den to fight each other. And now they're fighting each other.
Yep.
Rhonda Good Douglas made several striking comments after learning that lawmakers had unexpectedly targeted her judgeship for elimination under Senate Bill 217. Her response was emotional, forceful, and centered on voter legitimacy and judicial independence. And among her comments, she said she was deeply blindsided by the decision. She emphasized that she only learned about the switch Sunday night through a text message around 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
She stated she was not anticipating at all being in the bill because she had seniority. She said she still has not received an explanation for why her section was substituted. She stressed that she has no intention of retiring and plans to seek re-election. She said that the legislation overrides the express will of the voters who entrusted her with the responsibility of serving the community. She warned the move threatens public faith in democratic institutions. And perhaps her most direct line was, I deserve to be on the bench. Her broader message appears that this was not merely administrative restructuring, but a political process that abandoned the legislature's own stated criteria and unexpectedly placed an experienced elected judge in jeopardy without transparency. And she stated of her colleagues on the bench, we are in the trenches together at criminal district court. Similar sentiments have been expressed, not publicly, but personally by Simone Levine.
Mm-hmm.
This is a woman who's at every opportunity to serve the community.
Yep.
And I've seen it. I've personally seen it.
Me too.
She's a good steward. She's a good citizen, and she's a good judge. I'm heartbroken for them. Okay? I mean, I know what it's like to run for judicial office, how hard it is. I know what it's like to build a resume to run for office. I know what it's like to lose, but I don't know what it's like to be there and have it taken away.
Like this.
Like this.
Like
I just can't even imagine what it's like.
And I thought about something. I said, this is how you break up a community, a municipality. This is how you break it up so that you can come back later while it's weak to make it change it some more to make it a municipality that you want it to be. Isn't this more than anything the same thing they did to parts of East Baton Rouge to make it whitewashed? Now they're putting in legislation where they can get public dollars from the public schools in East Baton Rouge to go toward their own schools.
Yeah.
That's the beginning.
It's just so sad to watch these Black leaders of the community pitted against one another like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's really sad, but it's so sad to be disenfranchised when you voted for these people to see that they're being removed from the bench due to no fault of their own.
Yeah. Let's go to Galloway. Galloway been holding for a minute. Galloway.
What's going on, Brother Gerod?
What's happening with you?
Y'all didn't get y'all invite last night?
No, we can go. I guess we was too blackety black.
Well,
we also didn't get invited to the mayor's all-in ceremony either. So I guess we were too black for that too.
Too blackety black.
And we no longer invited to Gallia Hall. We too blackety black for that too.
Yep, too blackety black. Mm-hmm.
So y'all know how it feels to be me, Shaka Zulu black. That's how they treat y'all down there, huh?
You about to get hit with a dart too.
Look, Gerard and I are in here fighting a good fight, and we getting disenfranchised from every social situation in the city. But that's all right. We're going to keep fighting the fight.
We go to the restaurants, they be like, y'all sitting in the back.
It's a good thing we enjoy each other's company because pretty soon we're going to be the only two people talking to each other still.
And look,
it's crazy.
And look, and then you're going to have people saying, oh, they were so good. But
the people that tell the truth always get the worst of it.
Yep.
But I applaud y'all for telling the truth. I guarantee you, more people find out what's going on in the city of New Orleans and the state of Louisiana than any of them other propaganda corporate media sites. I keep telling folks, if they control the narrative, they can control anything else. You control that media, which they're doing, because nobody, corporate media, has reported about the Black Caucus or whatever caucus. I don't think they were all black up in there having that party last night. Not one person showed Dixon up there. He's bragging on social media about his pictures, him and his wife up there. So he got his. Look what I did to them. I still control them after all this. I've been knowing these people meet with each other. But it's sad that it takes the radio station for folks to wake up. But why don't y'all wake up when it's time to vote? 10-11% is never going to win us anything.
Nope.
They weaken us by making us thinking that our vote don't count. Now your vote don't count. The people that's already elected, now you see for yourself. Last night should have woke everybody up that votes, or everybody in the state, period. These folks sitting there having a party after they sit up there and put on all them shenanigans.
And it's only the beginning, and I don't think y'all are getting this. Okay, this is the first erasure, okay? They're erasing these 3 judicial officers and our clerk. But don't forget about that bill that says the governor can remove anybody that he thinks is incompetent or that he thinks is committed malfeasance in office. Okay?
Yep.
Now, let me ask a question to our good governor. Does he think that the sheriff who knocked somebody out in a restaurant on the North Shore in Madisonville is incompetent or has committed malfeasance in office? Or is he okay to do things like that because he's white? Does he get a pass? I bet you if Jason Williams knocks somebody out in a restaurant tomorrow, they're going to say he's unfit to be the DA. They're going to remove him from office. Okay? It's just this, I'm telling you, it's just very racial. You know, Representative Dixon was smiling in that photo on Instagram like he had his Negroes under control in Louisiana.
Well, they told him to shut up, boy, and they didn't do anything. But and to the person that you was talking to, Miss Suzette, that was talking about New Orleans is no longer the top this and that. New Orleans leads the parishes when it comes to sending tax revenue to Baton Rouge. They send $1.2 billion, $1.25 billion annually. Jefferson Parish sends $1.2 billion. So folks, don't believe the hype when they talk about New Orleans ain't all this and that. New Orleans goes, they know the rest of the parishes goes.
Absolutely. You cannot continually weaken, diminish, destabilize, and politically isolate New Orleans and think that the rest of the state is going to survive. New Orleans is not just another municipality. This city is running this state. And people fly from all over the globe to experience New Orleans. They don't fly to Baton Rouge. They're not flying to Lafayette. They're flying to New Orleans.
I know they ain't flying to Lafayette Parish because Lafayette Parish receives the most money from the state. They receive $21.6 million from the state. That's almost half of the $43.1 million allocated to all Louisiana. So think about that.
But what they're not realizing, they're so short-sighted. They're not realizing that when their policies in Baton Rouge are repeatedly chipping away at New Orleans' political influence, local autonomy, culture, judicial systems, representation, infrastructure, and social stability, they are not just hurting New Orleans. They are shooting themselves in the foot. They are undermining the very thing that's holding Louisiana's economy and national relevance together. And let's be honest, Louisiana is already struggling mightily by almost every measurable metric. We are last in education, last in healthcare, first in poverty, first in lack of life expectancy. Our insurance costs are through the roof. We got maternal mortality issues. We lack economic opportunity. We're having trouble with population retention. Young people are leaving. Businesses are hesitant to come here. Families are feeling frustrated. And y'all want to dump on New Orleans? Keep dumping on New Orleans and see what happens to the rest of this state.
But you know why they're dumping on New Orleans, though, Miss Suzette and Brother Gerard? Because we have a weak mayor and a weak city council, and they are all out for themselves. What can you do for me?
We got more than a weak mayor. We got more than a weak mayor. We have a mayor who's in cahoots. That's what I need them to understand. She's not just weak. She has an agenda that it seems to be aligning with Baton Rouge, because she was the first state representative from New Orleans to propose downsizing the judicial bench.
Yep.
And they threw that in her face when this new bill came up, that she was the one who authored the first bill to downsize our bench. So her politics are aligning with Baton Rouge's politics right now. That ought to be scary for all the good Negroes who got her elected and for the rest of us who have a front seat watching it go down.
All I want to know is who made that list. I'm going to get off the phone and I'll say that. Who made that list and why wasn't certain people invited? And I want y'all to understand this. The M in Moreno stands for MAGA. Maybe Donald Trump wasn't telling a lie about her. I'm going to hang up and y'all have a good day.
All right, Galloway. Yes, indeed. All right, it's about 20 minutes after the hour. For everybody headed home, please drive with care. It's supposed to rain again, too, so it looks like it's going to, and the wind's going to pull up. It's supposed to be about 30 miles an hour in our wind situation that's going to be happening tonight and tomorrow. All right, y'all. Everybody hold tight. We got to take a break here. We'll come back, have some more conversation with you in just a few minutes. So hold on right here at WBOK.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Bobby Wagner is a Super Bowl winning linebacker and one of only 3 to record 2,000 tackles or more. But even though he's super talented on the field, he knew when he entered the league that football was just one part of his journey.
Football was going to be a really big avenue for me, and football was going to be something that made me wealthy, but I knew it wasn't the end goal.
Instead, Wagner has put the wealth and access football has given him to use in the world of business. One of his most recent big investments didn't take the longtime Seattle Seahawks player too far from home. He's recently bought himself a stake in the WNBA's Seattle Storm.
I've been connected with Seattle for a long time, and I've watched the Storm. The Storm's been doing that thing for a really, really long time. So not just like from a championship perspective, but when you're in the city, they do a lot of good in the community.
Wagner's part of a growing number of current and former players that are moving into the ownership ranks. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty. It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
Louisiana has one of the highest incarceration rates in the world when adjusted per capita, not to mention its dubious distinction of locking up a higher percentage of its residents than any other state in the entire country. As if not satisfied with that sorry record of infamy, here comes Governor Jeff Landry, our lord of lock 'em up and throw away the key, with a $798 million corrections budget proposal to add even more beds at the state penitentiaries to imprison even more residents. Now that's an $82 million increase for the correction budget, while at the same time slicing the education budget by $165 million. This makes as much sense as tits on a chicken. Critics opine that it would make far more sense to use that revenue on education and mental health programs. Moreover, it would be less expensive. Here's the breakdown on that. It's costing about $23,000 to $30,000 a year in Louisiana to incarcerate someone, compared to roughly $15,000 a year to educate a student K through 12. Sadly, state taxpayers are spending around $10,000 to $15,000 more a year to keep someone locked up than they spend on a child's public education. And ironically, it's the governor who's adding to prison overcrowding via his harsh so-called prison reform policies. The number of prisoners paroled during Landry's tenure has declined to its lowest in 20 years. Critics say it's because parole decisions are not made by the parole board anymore, but are being made according to computerized algorithms. You know, there's an old saying about programming computers. Garbage in, garbage out. My message to the governor and his supermajority conservative GOP allies in the legislature is stop treating people like garbage, damn it. This is Norman Robinson, Off the Top.
That's right.
It's party time each and every Sunday night at 7 p.m. on WBOK. It's the Throwback Throwdown with DJ Wick as he brings you the best in old school from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the early 2Ks. Plus, the party goes to another level at 9 p.m. with the Throwback Throwdown Party Mix to round out the night. It's the Throwback Throwdown Sunday nights at 7 p.m. on WBOK and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana companies through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about what the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation does, please visit www.jazzandheritage.org.
Step back in time and experience the moments that shaped our world at the National World War II Museum, located in the heart of the Warehouse District in New Orleans. This world-renowned museum brings history to life, telling America's story in the war that changed everything, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. From immersive exhibits to powerful personal stories, this is more than a museum. It's an experience. Plan your visit today at nationalww2museum.org. World War II Museum, where history lives.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back in the building. The extraordinary one. Yes, indeed. Suzette Bagnaris holding down the fort. Miss Audrey, you're on. How you doing?
I'm fine, and I want to apologize for last week. I talked with you all last week about pretty much the delusion of the black family and how, we've just lost our strength and the way we marry now and the way basically in the way we choose our partners, the way we choose our churches. And anyway, last week I was trying to cover so much data and information, and I was in a storage unit and I got cut off and couldn't hear what Suzette was saying. But I want to thank both of you, first of all. I think the two of you make a mighty, mighty strong team. And I tell so many people about WBOK and the strong team that you all have. And you all are almost taking the place, seriously, if not taking the place of our local churches and all, because our local churches are so weak in this area. And the black family is so weak in this area. And last week I was talking about divorce and how weak we are now, that the black family doesn't seem to value that unit. And I talked about a little bit in a hurry. I talked about when we stayed together, the fight, how our parents pretty much stayed together even when it might not have been beneficial for them, but it was beneficial for the kids. It was beneficial for that church. It was just beneficial. And they formed a cohesive unit that strengthened the black vote. And we no longer have that now. We no longer have that. I'm sorry?
No, go ahead.
Oh, it's almost like it's the demise of it. When we don't even have the church, and Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson and all of them, that was basically their foundation. And even though there was issues in their families stayed together and they fought together. And the church is just so important. That family unit, that black family unit is so important when we tell our young black men, you're 18 now. Let's vote. Voting matters. And now, right now, our young black men are saying it doesn't matter. For half of them are not even together with a family. They don't know what it even means to stay together with a family and fight the good fight. Mm-hmm. It has been a real issue, but I want to say to you and Suzette that you all are really making the difference. And you have some powerful, also some powerful people that are coming on and talking about some things that are really important. And I'm telling more and more people about you all and how we all need to, if we're going to have these civil anchors like the church, like our local small businesses, like I told Suzette last week, one of the things about my ex-husband and I being in business, it was our strength. It was our strength. It was our kids' strength. And we were able to lead that family. We were able to lead by example. And I don't know what we can do to continue to mobilize, to form grassroots, efforts to become and stay the backbone for voter registrations within our families, within our church. I mean, there's so much for us to talk about. There are so many issues for us to talk about to avoid these things that you and Suzette have been talking about today.
Yeah, we got some stuff we're gonna work on though, Miss Audrey. But listen, I got to take these other calls. Everybody is getting in on the conversation, but I know that you and Miss and all the other folks are gonna be ready to see what we're getting ready to do. I'll say that much right now. But thank you for calling us. I'm
willing to help wherever I can.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Isaac. Going once, Isaac. Going twice. Is that who's on two? Well, I'm looking to the point now where I'm if we put together, now think about this for a minute. If we put together a call for the black agenda, do you think that people would show up?
I don't know if y'all remember this, but I did a show 2 years ago on the black agenda and created a black agenda and did a black agenda here on the station.
We did one. What? Not only that, they did one in Chicago with all the big time folks with Nation of Islam,
We're
Jesse
happy
Jackson,
to look,
some other folks.
If we set up a forum at one of the colleges, one of the HBCUs,
Got to do it here at Xavier because we on the
here at
campus.
Xavier, okay, and we brought some bright minds to the table, from groundswell people who know how to be boots on the ground and start a revolution to academics, right?
A revolution.
Do you think it would take off? Do you think people would participate? Do you think people would listen and become engaged? That's kind of where we are, because I'm getting kind of tired of hearing black political leaders have no agenda.
None.
No.
Introducing bills that don't mean jack.
Right.
To the masses. They might mean something to some folks. Now, make sure I say something that is definitely right. Some of the bills that you're offering up, I am with you on them. I know that they're for the better good of some folks. But it's time for our delegation to start offering up bills that's going to affect the masses of folks here. Not just a certain class of folks, not just a certain number of people that have, this is a reason why I want to do this and get a kumbaya moment. That's not it. You got to put your ass out and make sure that they can see that booty.
Well, one of the things I don't want to do is waste time developing the agenda, getting a big auditorium here at Xavier University, and nobody show up to participate.
Right.
I mean, if we really thought that if we developed an agenda, you'd come to hear it and you'd come out to implement it, then it's worthwhile to me.
But you got to implement it. And everybody's not going to get what they want. And then I don't want the people coming that's going to be just the rebel rousers to be talking, and then we won't see you no more. And I'm tired of having all the folks that saying, see what you need to do. No. Stop saying that. What you need to do. What you need to do. We are the facilitators that's going to make sure that the things are heard and we can get them going. You all have to come up with the big old, whatchamacallits. It's making sure that we have the best minds putting it together. Not the same old folks, not the same old politicians. And I'm not downing them, but I am saying we're tired. Promises got to be kept. And that's it. All right, let's take Isaac. Isaac back. Isaac. Isaac?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi. Yes. I'm sorry, but I was going into a meeting is about to start. So I am a brother in the nation, and I want to just leave my number with you, Gerard, and we can speak later if you can, if I can do that.
You could give that to the producer. I'll put you back on hold.
Okay, but Gerard, this is Isaac. You know me, so I'm going to give you my number.
Okay, he'll
Miami.
take it from you.
Okay, Isaac in Miami.
Okay. Oh, what up, big money?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
It's very important that I speak with you, though. But I am I am the nation, but it's very important. So I'm gonna leave my number.
Okay.
I just took your number down, Isaac, and wrote your name. I'll give it to Gerard as soon as the show is over.
That's my boy. That's my boy. That's 6'10".
Okay, I got it.
He way taller than me. He way taller than me. How you been, though, bro? You been all right?
Everything is great. But,
all right. I get off in about, 15, 20 minutes? I'll call you back then.
Okay, it's very important. Also.
I got you. I'll call you back then.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
That Belinda? Belinda!
Hey, Gerard.
What's happening?
Wow, buddy. I hesitated on calling in, but you guys are having such a fantastic conversation. And you're not just talking. You are really stirring some things up. But, Gerard, you remember back in 2010, maybe around 11 or 12, you had this conversation. And, you know, you was such an inspiration to me and the great work that I've been doing across the state. But I want to say this, you know, my grandmother taught me, you know, people don't do nothing until something happens. And we're way past that now. It's been a lot going on, and it's a lot happening. So I agree with bringing forth, you know, a Black agenda, you know, uniting my people and bringing them together, you know, to build a solution and be about action now. You know, I remember, Gerard, when, you know, I won on the local level and the state level to sit on the Democratic committee. When I saw what was going on in the Black caucus and the Democratic committee, it was crazy. And these people did me so bad because I exposed them. I'm talking people that look like me and you. Flipping the script. They saying they were Democrats, but they were not. So here in this state, it's been infiltrated. The whole party, it's been infiltrated. And they came after me. And I want the people to know when I was trying to expose the truth about who was selling us out and that they looked like us, they came after me. And you know I'm not playing with this, Gerard. Mm-hmm. So it is time for us to realize that they've been handpicked and paid to represent us, and they are not for us. So we need to expose it. So, you know, I just ran for office over here in St. Tammany Parish. You know, I wasn't going to call in until y'all mentioned what just happened over here with our sheriff, Randy Smith. And this man is still walking the street. You know, I ran just to set the stage. I ran not to win, but just to set the stage. Guess what? I'm getting all kinds of calls now. They want to buy my house.
Why do they want to buy your house? They want you to get out. Damn, Belinda, they trying to get you out that much that they're just going to buy your house?
What you think that is about, Gerard?
I don't know. I know it's a lot of folks that's calling right now trying to get people to sell their house.
Well, you know, I want to say this. You know, why is Randy Smith still walking the street over here? And what did he have on when he jumped on that man and beat him up in that restaurant?
Did he have on his uniform?
And who took him away from the scene? You know, and what they did to Susan, you know, they didn't, you know what happened to Susan Hanson, right? Why did she have to get arrested and get a mug shot and go to jail and he's still walking the street? That's what I want to know when we talk about, you know, you want to treat somebody different. Is that racism? What is that?
Hanson.
Oh, well, we all know that what happened, and I'm too close to the situation, so that's why I haven't really said a whole lot, but I have said something. But I do, and I will say this, and I don't have no problem saying this. What Liz Merrill and her crew on the state level did to put her in handcuffs, or they said turn yourself in and all this other stuff to arrest her, you know, that was a whole bunch of political mess going on. A whole
Yes,
lot
indeed.
of political mess.
Yes, indeed. And you know,
And I think
St.
it'll come out
Tammany
in a
go
wash.
deep over
I think
here,
it'll
and
come out in
I'm
a
looking
wash.
for. I got some stuff that's going on with this whole situation, but it's not fit to happen on my watch. So you just pay attention to what's coming next. And I'll be glad to come on WBOK and talk about it because I want to know what he had on, from his shoes to his socks to his drawers to his shirt. Was it black? Was it white? I want to know what he had on when he jumped on that man and beat him up in that restaurant. That's what I want to know.
So did he have on his uniform?
Hey, they saying it wasn't no cameras. And I want to know who drove him away from the scene because you know what that is, right?
Well, if it had been a black elected official, they would have used that to say malfeasance or incompetence or moral turpitude should have them removed from office. But because this is a white person, they're not removing him from office.
Nope.
That's the double standard that we're now facing.
Well, I'm glad you said that because that's not fit to happen on my watch. So watch and pay attention to what's coming next.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, we'll be
watching. It's not
watching.
going to happen on my watch. Okay? So drunk, incompetent, mentally ill, whatever it was, somebody going to go to jail. And matter of fact, we're lining them all up to see who all had anything to do with it because this is serious. As black people here in the state of Louisiana, what else is it going to take for us to realize that we are being, there is a major disparity.
Well, we got into the
How
part
we
where
are
now
being
if we ain't
treated.
talking about it, then we're going to be on the menu. So, I don't know.
All right, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm in with whatever, the plan is. Let's bring our people together, unite, mobilize, and organize to build a solution.
There you go.
About action.
Thank you, my dear. I appreciate you. Love you much.
Okay, love you too.
All right. Lewis.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Can't hear
Look, I'm calling because, first off, I'm native to the city, and my success in life is the result of what happened while I lived in New Orleans. New Orleans has a long history.
Are you here now? Or
I am not. I
Okay.
live elsewhere. I've never lived in the city in the last 50 years or so. The problem, however, with New Orleans is that when it was a French colony, it was separated by three races: white, free people of color, or Creole, and black. The black ones were the slaves. When the Americans took it over, they made it black and white. So the Creoles and the free people of color got lumped into the category of the slaves. That has never changed. The free people of color and the descendants of the free people of color don't accept the fact that they've been connected to the slaves. And that is exactly why you don't get people to go out and vote. They won't go out and vote because of all the little connections that are available, the little groups, the little cliques. You all are talking about it now. These little people don't mean the city any good at all. They mean good for themselves and their kind. And you all are going to have a very difficult time getting people to go out to vote. The reason they are willing and allowing the governor to take over and do the things they do is because there is a split. And it's been in existence for a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's how you fix the situation that you're in. You indicated earlier that New Orleans runs the state. Well, doggone it, shut it down. Shut down all conventions, shut down all restaurants, boycott all the stores, don't work in the French Quarter. everything that black people have access to, shut it down. Now, in order to do that, you're going to have to put together a slush fund because you're going to have to be able to help these people pay their mortgages and their rents. So the people with means are going to have to put money in a fund, use the black bank there, put that money in a fund, and have people come when they don't go to work anymore and draw from that fund to pay their mortgages and their rent so they don't get put out on the streets. But you all have to fight, and you have to fight. Walmart should be empty. The people who own Walmart support all of the stuff that's going on in New Orleans. All the corporations, the Marriott Hotel, the Sheraton Hotel, the Superdome, Negroes should not go to the Saints games at all. None. The basketball team, they should have no black people at those games. Now, if you all are serious about changing how they behave in Baton Rouge, take away their money.
Yep.
Thank you. That's all I got to say.
I got you. Louis, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. All right. We got to take a break, y'all. We'll take the break here, and we'll take a couple of more calls before we get out. So get them in. 504-582-9422.
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris. A new report warns America's public health system is being dismantled, and researchers say the consequences could be deadly. According to the Center for American Progress, the Trump administration has eliminated more than 1,700 NIH research grants and supported nearly $783 million in federal health research cuts tied to diversity and equity programs. Among the most alarming findings, a federal maternal health tracking system that monitored disparities for 38 years has now been suspended. Researchers say the same data found discrimination likely contributed to nearly 30% of pregnancy-related deaths. The report also says an entire CDC team focused on maternal mortality was laid off. At the same time, America already faces a shortage of nearly 200,000 nurses, while projected shortages of social workers could hit 74,000 every year over the next decade. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
On Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, here's a snippet of some of what we cover. GPS pioneer Gladys West.
We worked long hours computing trajectory orbits and satellite orbits, trying to get the data and everything correct enough.
Auto analyst Mark Bland.
14 new vehicle deals that happen in this country out of every 100 that women don't have a fingerprint on.
To tune in, check out Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, Saturdays at 4 p.m. on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
Looking for a great deal on your next phone? Come see us at your locally owned AT&T store for the latest Samsung and iPhones. Visit us at 3616 South Carrollton Avenue. We have great offers on watches, tablets, accessories, and internet service. Whatever your connectivity needs are, our team is here to help you keep connected. Visit us today at AT&T, 3616 South Carrollton Avenue. Locally owned and proudly giving back to the community.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call Debt Fix Pros right now at 800-311-5977. That's 800-311-5977. 800-311-5977.
Uptown, downtown, wherever you are, keep it locked in to WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. 504-582-9422 is our number. We got about 5 more minutes here before we get out. Suzette McNair still hanging in. And I guess this was a good conversation to have today. We should have been had it about putting together this agenda. I know that we both have done our own shows about an agenda. I even did one with Dr. Shepard, and I'm hoping she's feeling better. I forgot to tell everybody why she wasn't here early on Monday because she wasn't feeling well. So I'm hoping that she is feeling well. But putting together that black agenda is something that has to be we all agree upon and say, let's do it. Let's not shoot it down before it happens, and everybody's got to be serious about it. You know, there's no reason that we can't get along. We all have good stories to tell. We've got good ideas. And then all of a sudden we have the naysayers, the Debbie Downers, those folks. Let them sit in the corner by themselves.
I got people online still asking if I'm black. Clearly, they don't listen to this show enough.
I'm sorry. This woman got more Negro in her than Shaka Zulu. Dude, y'all can't tell?
Oh, my goodness.
They should hear you off air.
I just have to laugh.
They should hear you off air. I'd be like, you gangster.
It's that colorism, too, that just is killing us as a people. I just don't know why people still holding on to it. But anyway, in all seriousness, you are absolutely right. And since we're not seeing anybody step up to draft the agenda, to bring people together to the table, then maybe that's what we need to do, G. Maybe that's going to be part of our purpose.
And I would like to see in that agenda that this week we take on this challenge. Because that multitasking thing probably ain't going to work. Because everybody going to be doing something different. And then if we give you choices, you're more than likely going to say, well, I don't want to do that. I won't do this. There's a reason why I think that some of us need to really pay attention and be focused on what the agenda is and what the task should be. Tasks will change.
They will. They will change depending upon the need.
Right.
I agree.
And if you're not with it, then if you're not for it, then you're against us.
Right.
Because I know I'm not going to get everything I want. I know that my first thing would be, let's see how we're going to work out these financial issues, because this hits me terribly. It looks like when somebody of color starts making a certain amount of money, they become a target.
That, and also there's something else that's wrong. And I faced this during the Trump election. When people seem to think that they are wealthy, and notice I said when they think they're wealthy.
They made it.
When black people think, oh, I have made the $1 million threshold, they start thinking that their politics should align more
with the white people,
with MAGA, because of economics.
Don't let
and
economics.
I keep trying to make them understand
the minute you lose.
Let me tell you, you need to think more of your community, because 9 times out of 10, your clients are black. Okay?
Yep.
And if your clients are not doing well, you're not doing well.
Yep.
Also, $1 million ain't crap to the Trump administration. Okay? You still poor if you at $1 million threshold in connection with the Trump administration. You think you're wealthy.
You think
you're
you
not.
made it.
Okay. You have assimilated. You are correct. I need black people to start thinking with common purpose, irrespective of their economic bracket. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you still black. I'm also getting tired. I notice whenever I make these posts on my Facebook page talking about the black agenda or talking about black politicians selling us out, it's always the black man married to the white woman who comes on my page to say, I don't vote in terms of color. I don't see color. Let me tell you something. Just because you done married that white woman
don't make you better.
Don't make you
better.
Not black.
Because guess what? If the world is ending today and they got to pick and choose who they say, they going to grab her. You going to be left out there. And guess what she going to say? Bye, baby. I'm going to check to see if you made it when everything's over.
Y'all keep thinking that you're accepted at that table. Okay? to your face, they're probably telling you they're happy to have you there. But let you make a dime more than them. Then you're the DEI hire that's taking their money.
Yep.
Okay? I've heard it verbalized in the last month. I told you I heard somebody say those words.
Yep.
So, I think we all need a reality check.
There you go. That's why the name of this show is Reality
Just because your kids go to the white school, you live in a white neighborhood, you married to the white woman, don't make you nothing but black to these folks.
And vice versa.
And vice versa.
All right, y'all, we got to get out.
We need an agenda.
I'm leaving with my black sister because she blackity black. No question. All right, y'all be good. We'll see you on tomorrow. And think about that agenda. Think about what you want to put together for that agenda. All right? And we'll probably end up doing that Friday. Let's do that Friday.
Okay, that sounds like a good show for
All right, Friday is the Black Agenda Show.
I got Cocker in the morning, but I'll be here after that.
Oh, boy, we'll talk about that tomorrow afternoon. That's going to be the show. Yeah, I think we can talk about it, right?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
All right, y'all, be